How are you two enjoying the place?
It's nice. I like it. Pretty good crowd today.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay, we are back, and we are back with Lady Mystique now, and she is the one that is hosting this awesome event today. So we're gonna let Lady Mystique go ahead and tell you a little bit about what's going on today.
Hello, my name is Lady Mystique, and thank you for allowing me this opportunity once again to come on your show and for to host this event. And this is the future pretty much for I feel for Enchanted Mystic Art and Blue Paranormal together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
What this is the Mind Body Soul fair that we have. It's a psychic holistic fair, and it's pretty much any and everything that is good for the body, on the outside and the inside.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, then it's for the mind, what's good for the inside, the intellect, and what's on the outside of the mind, the stimulation of everything else. Okay. For the soul, well, that speaks for itself. The soul is on a mission, it's on a journey, and we have readers here, we have astrologers here, we have psychics here, and mediums and crystals. We have energy healing going on. We have so much going on that if, to see this, I'm pretty sure that Blue Paranormal will eventually scan everything for you
Yeah,
guys. This
yep.
is a 2-day event. Um, our job is to feed the soul. And everyone who knows that once the soul gets hungry, it can never get enough. It can never get enough. So I've been on my journey for mostly all my life. This is how I grew up. This is what I'm used to in this type of household. And when I've done my past life regression therapy, this is what I've been doing majority of most of my lives. If I was not just doing what we call what muggle things. Okay.
So I'm
You
going
could
to touch
call
on.
them green swamp mediums.
Yeah, I
'cause
know.
That's
Oh
the title
no,
I go by.
I don't know if you did. You see this show we did on Thursday with Jeff?
No,
He
no,
did
no.
he does green
I
swamp.
do readings now.
He does readings now. Green swamp, but they're green swamp mediums.
What do we talk about?
Oh no, wait! You
No,
gotta
just
listen to
hear-
this.
Okay, I gotta hear
her
this.
out. Yeah, you
So
gotta hear this.
the way he does his readings, we're now gonna officially call them reading cookies. He uses fortune cookies to do readings. And so I am now going to start making him fortune cookies, but we're going to call them reading cookies, and they'll have readings in them instead of
So I did not false
have
advertise.
a
I was actually reading.
reading.
I love that. Okay, so what's the concept? Because is it anywhere like a fortune cookie that if something is good, you eat it all in one time?
Technically, the dogs eat the fortune cookies.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So
we
well,
removed the
it's,
fortune
it's
cookie
all
experience.
together.
Who's under the table every time I pass one? She was
Yeah.
right there, like, give me the cookies. So, but we just
I like
laughed because
that.
it all started with Carmen, Adam, and myself having a chat,
Uh-huh.
and he got mad because he wasn't in the
I
group.
get
So he
mad.
named himself the Green Swamp
I didn't
Medium
get
and
mad.
joined our. Well,
I
he
just
was
got-
getting
I was
upset.
left out.
Yeah, he was left out. So that's
I
how.
love
So
this.
so this
The
is his,
growth.
yeah.
The
So
growth.
we laughed. This is his contribution of doing readings because I've
And we-
started doing tiny little readings here and there now,
Uh-huh.
and so we just laughed because we had to get.
And we keep saying this too. Like I'm not making fun
No.
of mediums at all.
Right.
Because but it's you know
It's just kind of.
sometimes we gotta have fun with things.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, right.
Everything can't be so serious all the time.
Everybody
That's
liked
right.
they liked the
Yep.
reading.
I
People
love
like
that.
people like
So-
the live reading shows on Facebook, so
Uh-huh.
I gave them a live reading show.
Yeah, so
I
we're gonna
love that. Yes.
we're gonna continue to do it, but from now on we've learned I will make the reading cookies and
Yeah.
that and put the readings inside of there for him.
Yep.
So
Okay.
but yeah.
So how does it work? Like they just all get mixed up and jumbled, or is it already?
Well, it works that like 15 minutes before the show because it was so well planned.
Uh-huh.
I run to the Chinese restaurant
Uh-huh.
and I get a bag of fortune cookies. Come home and ask people who want some. They put their name on a list. We
Uh-huh.
crack them open, read it for them, and
How do we go
unfortunately,
from there?
there's only like 3 different messages
in
in
the
a
cook.
bag of
Oh yeah,
like
we've got to
15.
change that up.
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
we came up with maybe I
Yeah.
could make because I know how to make
Absolutely,
fortune cookies.
right.
So I thought
Right.
we'll make reading cookies now and put in readings instead. So
Did they get their lucky number too?
No.
no,
What?
I,
Oh,
apparently,
there
She
wasn't
didn't.
anything.
There was no
No.
lucky numbers on it.
no lottery numbers. I was
Oh, y'all was
really
right.
disappointed in the fortune cookie industry
Well,
right now.
Let's put some lucky numbers.
Oh yeah,
Let's
we
add
can
some
do that.
lucky numbers
Yep.
to it.
We'll
Yep.
do that. Yeah, and so
Spice it up.
yeah, so we said we're gonna. I said that's gonna be my new little thing that I'm gonna make his reading
I
cookies
love
for him,
that.
and we said wherever we do gallery readings with Carmen and Adam, we're gonna put them at the end of the driveway so
Uh-huh.
that they can pay to do a quick
Yeah, I'm gonna
Ooh,
be like
okay.
a warm-up
a
band.
warm up,
Okay.
and then just and then
I
go
love
to the
this.
gallery reading.
I love this. Yes.
But
I
like I said,
always enjoy when you two come.
Oh,
Always,
it's-
it's always it's fun.
yeah, it is. And I really do. I love it down here. I never even knew this.
Yeah,
This room was here.
I never
That's
knew
the
this is
reason why
gorgeous.
I chose this event
Yeah.
in here
Yep.
because I was well aware that I know you guys loved it out there,
Mhm.
but the ambiance
Yeah.
of what
Yeah.
it creates
Yeah.
and the spirits that it holds in here. Like, I don't know if the young lady over there, Sarah Beth, she already saw the little girl running around. She saw the person in the rafters that was watching, she said.
Okay.
And if she hasn't, you guys got to get her over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Not today, tomorrow.
Yeah, we pretty much have everybody that said they want to come on except for one person.
Yeah, we've been
So we're
trying
gonna
to.
try to get everybody on at least, if not today and tomorrow, at least once between the 2 days.
We're trying to. I mean, obviously they're here to make money and stuff.
Yeah,
but
so
we
we're
don't
trying
wanna
not
pull
to
them away from
pull.
that. So it's.
Correct.
And there for a while, it was pretty busy in here.
Yeah.
It was-
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
everybody had somebody sitting at their table. So we
That's
didn't
what
have
I'm
to
happy
pull them
about.
away.
Yeah.
So back to the girl. So since I've been here, I've had somebody that keeps brushing my hand
Uh-huh.
and keeps pushing, like rubbing my arm. So I'm like, what's going on? Because it's been continually happening the entire time I've been here. So
And picking up on that, they want to say they want part of the show for themselves
Yeah.
also. Okay.
Well, tell them to leave us an EVP on the show.
yeah,
And it does have a youthful, childlike energy. I can pick up on that. I'm actually now pulling in an older gentleman right now. Um, the message that I'm getting is just the excitement of they've never seen this area used like this.
Yeah.
Um, because of the more of the mediums, the more of the psychics, the more of this energy, it makes them happier because that means they can be seen more.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
They can be seen more. Their presence is felt. What I'm enjoying is how the people in here are telling me what good energy it has, and um, they're okay. They're comfortable knowing that their spirits in here. Some places would freak people out, but the ambiance is so. Once you guys show them the ambiance, how soft, how welcoming, how there's nothing stark in here or anything like that. It's just set up to just be peaceful, beautiful, gorgeous, spiritual, angelic, all of that.
I like the white,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yes.
the draping's very.
Me being the man, I'd call them curtains, but I'm sure that's not
Draping.
what
So another thing I wanted to let you know, since the last time we were here, you were talking about how we need to, learn about our ancestors and not just our past, but our ancestors.
Yes.
I will let you know I have found out Native American.
Now, how does that make you feel?
I mean, at first I was like, man, this is so crazy. But working with my guides and that, I was like, how crazy is this? And I just was like, this is kind of cool.
You've actually come a long way since the last time we were here.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. I actually had my first remote viewing of myself,
Uh-huh.
and I'm actually going to be going to a class in 2 weeks that I'm going to be working on my kind of channeling a little bit more of my mediumship and going through
Absolutely.
there. But yeah, it was crazy with Native American flute music. I actually had my first out of body remote viewing of myself, so I actually saw myself sitting right next to myself. So it was really, really cool.
So I'm really glad that has, for one, that you shared that, but also for the fact that how open you are to it, how the readiness of it, and a lot of times for the viewers to know, it takes just a seed to get planted that you realize that something that you never thought about or something that you felt was not something that you thought about it, but you felt like, oh, that wouldn't happen to me or anything like that, or that doesn't include me. You would be surprised that when you check your ancestral line about how many, we're not talking about the DNA aspect.
No.
We're going to take a test, that type of thing. We're talking about the true soul that has decided to live many lifetimes in different ethnicity to experience different journeys and soul growth for themselves. That how some people say that, how we deal with racism and all that stuff. I'm just going to go there and mention that. A lot of times, a soul that did not believe in that or they've done something, they come back to be that race. so they can have a better understanding. And you have to understand that there's some that's been the race that they have to be the other side. So, it's the full growth pattern.
Are you saying they choose to be?
Yes.
Or is it,
Of course, we choose our journey. We choose our journey and our soul experience because you don't know good unless you know bad.
yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You don't know bad unless you know good.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's all the same, good and bad. It's just that spectrum.
Yeah.
Which side are we on? What I was gonna say is that I know some people it might make them uncomfortable to even think
Yeah.
that, but let's look at it. How can we learn something unless we're on the other side
Yeah.
of that?
Yeah, like I said, I would never have thought to even think that way until you had said something. I'm like, and I mean, it didn't happen like right away.
Uh-huh.
It was probably a good month, maybe even a little bit longer when that finally happened. It was like, wow, this is kind of cool because I wasn't planning on it happening, but that, like you said, that seed was in there, and so that was something that was put out there. And then I went through that journey, and then I did the. We were at a friend's house, and we had Native American flute music with meditation with a campfire, and it was just like so unreal to have that complete out of body and just the whole thing that I had happen that night. It was just very interesting, but it was just kind of cool because it's like, well, that ties back to. And I found, okay, so that's kind of cool with that. Now I have that to follow through with, and I can keep working on that as well.
Absolutely. Have you visited sacred Native American sites yet?
I have. I just started dabbling a little bit. Like I said, it's been a little hectic because I don't know if you know we've had issues with our dog because our dog was really sick and we almost lost her. So she's been a little bit of our our priority right now. But I mean, I'm starting. Like I said, I'm going to this class and it's more Native American based. So that's going to be the first kind of step to
I love that.
looking.
So we have in Ohio. Have you been to Serpent Mound yet?
I have not.
Okay, Native American is the largest effigy in the world. Okay, and it's hot. There's ley lines that run underneath it. That's what it is connected to the Giza pyramid and Stonehenge.
Okay.
Like it's right in line with all of that.
Okay.
So I actually was doing the spring equinox there, and people in Stonehenge, they were like trying to douse, like trying to get the energy back and forth, right?
Yeah.
So, and the crystal skull always comes there. One of the caretakers of one of the crystal skulls always comes to Serpent Mound. So it'll be great if you could keep up with that. And I'd love to do something together, do a trip together, spend a few days there in this sacred place. There's an altar area that we would go to. And the next event, we do like meteorite shower things, any of
Okay.
the meteorite showers, any of the like the spring equinox, the summer solstice, the winter, all of that stuff. Anything that's of significance for the earth, the galaxy, the universe, and Native Americans, that is the place to go. A lot of things that you need answers to will be revealed to you while there. Your truth will be revealed to you while there. And for especially when you have Native American inside of you, what it is it's a welcome home type thing. And I do have to tell the viewers that I watched one of the meteor showers. Which one is it that comes in the fall?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see it's like yearly how it comes close to the earth.
Okay.
So I was making, they say when you see the meteor thing fall, whatever, make a wish. Make a wish. So I went to Serpent Mound to go do that, to experience it. And there were so many that I saw that I started making wishes.
Yeah.
It is so sacred and it's high energy that several of my wishes all came true within the past, like within 2 months of that time period. So it's magical. It's really, really magical. It's special. A lot of people don't like to share it because it is holy, sacred ground.
Right.
But it is a national park. But some of the secrets of, like I said, of being in that atmosphere and able to make wishes for them to come true.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big deal.
Where was this? I missed it.
Serpent Mound in Ohio. Okay. People's Ohio.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll have to look into it and see maybe a little road trip.
Oh, yes. You'll love it. Anything else?
I don't think so.
So
Oh,
it's
oh,
10
yeah, I
to
did
6
love
again tomorrow? Oh,
I was
go
I
ahead.
did like my Mother's Day gift that he got from down at your truck.
She wasn't here that day. Or
Oh,
she was
okay,
doing,
no.
you were doing work.
Was
I
I
think, in
doing
the
work
back.
back there?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you get?
I call it a
He
pyramid.
calls it the pier.
Okay.
It's one of those little like glass pyramids with something in it.
Yes. Oh, you got one.
Yeah.
Which one did you get?
Blue.
It's got blue and tan.
Okay. I believe that was the
It was one that was like jumping out at me when we did the show.
Show, yeah.
had
oh,
those
from
sitting
back then they were sitting
next
right
to us.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It jumped
And he
out at
kept
me that
he
day,
kept
so
looking at that one.
And that was your gift.
And
That's
that
what's
was
up.
yeah.
Yep.
So
I think
Well, I'm happy about
I think
that.
they mean something. I don't know.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
We'll probably have to figure
They
that
do. Like take a picture of it.
yeah,
Okay.
to
And
take
let
a
me see
picture.
the symbols
Because I
that are on
asked,
that
I
one.
was
Yep.
funny because I asked him, "What is this one?" He goes, "I don't know." I'm like, "Pepper."
No, it's all good because you loved it.
Mm-hmm.
He loved it.
Well, like I
That's
said,
what he
if
was
some-
drawn to, and he knew
Yeah,
that that was good for you.
If something's kind of calling at you,
Yeah.
Absolutely
I don't know
right.
what it means. I don't really care.
Well, you do have to
I don't
care.
want to. I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm
Care.
saying that's the one I was going to pick.
That's right. Yeah.
No, that was the one I was going to pick. You know.
That's great for us to even now. That's another story all in
Yeah.
itself. When it comes to symbols,
Yeah.
when it comes to picking up stuff, you do have to be careful of everything. You know,
Oh,
I've noticed
yeah.
how people put tattoos and marks on them.
Yep.
They don't know anything of what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And realize that your body, your skin, all of that energy is sacred, and anything you put on it that doesn't agree with you will work
And some of these
against for you.
people that put the evil stuff on, the devil face and stuff like that.
But some of it, but it's for that individual.
Yeah.
And the important thing is that could work well with the person.
Yeah.
They're being who they truly are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it, as we all know, we come on this journey. Unfortunately, I can't say unfortunate because that would be me judging. So people come on this journey, souls come on this journey, and they pick what life they want to live, and a lot of times they pick things that can actually hurt other people.
Yeah.
Whether we try to say it was done rightfully or wrongfully, at the end we know it's still going to be judged.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Where I'm going with that is I do really fully believe that all souls involved with soul contracts with each other already know ahead of time what the agreement was with each other, what they were going to do. And us that are left behind and like that are still here and we're like going through all the emotions, shock, hurt,
Yeah.
pain. I don't feel the souls feel that way. I feel that they will come to like, okay, I fulfilled
Yeah.
what our agreement was, and then they'll just wait for the other person
Yeah.
to come through for them to have their discussion and see what happened and things like that. That is very deep. But that's what my true beliefs
Yeah.
are.
I'm just trying to figure out what I want for dinner.
I think that's one of my
That's the
problems. I go a
difference
little
between-
deep sometimes.
That's the
but-
difference between you guys and me, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the difference between the green swamp and
Yep.
all the imposters. Totally joking. Totally
See
kidding.
what I deal with.
Yeah. But you two are perfect for each other. Just perfect. I love it.
I'll see if I can show you who my logo guy is.
Okay.
Your logo guy.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear about how he sages people?
No. I love this. What?
He uses a cigarette. He says it's tobacco.
It is. Tobacco's used as a cleansing thing, right?
So you use it as you say tobacco, so it's like almost like saging, incensing, nicotine someone to death.
Yeah, pretty much.
I only did it
Although
to
he
one
has
person.
cut down on smoking.
Well,
Really?
Yes,
the
and
last week has been bad though.
the last week has been bad, but also I got him. We just went to Put in Bay,
Uh-huh.
and we were at the Crystal Caves and that, and so I did get him a Dalmatian stone, so because it does help with to stop smoking. So we did that. He has been carrying it around with him, but he does have one. But
No.
oh, you do
He's
have
gonna
it?
prove you wrong. Look
All
at
right,
this.
he's been carrying it.
Oh wow.
So he carries.
And it's
his
beautiful. Can you show it to them?
So we have a Dalmatian
And it's
stone
really beautiful.
that I got him. So he does carry that with him. So I started kind of adding little Actually, because with our dog, everybody gets somebody babies, and I had to let them know why we had all these weird crystals in the window, because it's for the dog. Because
Okay.
Adam,
Uh-huh.
he said that he told me the crystals I have that I need to put in the window, and I'm like, it's ironically funny because I had already started putting crystals in that window for Boo. So actually, because that's the bedroom that she sleeps in, so Boo has her own little crystal things where she sleeps. So
Did you ever take her to go pick her own?
to do what?
Pick her own crystals.
No, I actually that would probably be something she probably would do because she's an interesting dog. But she actually, I mean, she does look at the crystals that I have out there. They're mostly like healing crystals for her since she is so sick. But I mean, yeah, she's much better now. She was very puppy like today. She just all of a sudden jumped on the bed and pounced on me. It's like first time she's done that in months. But yeah, maybe I'll have to have her do that.
I think you'd love to do that. Pick her own crystals. Let her know before you go during the drive. This is what we're about to go do and stuff like that. Mommy knows that there's some other stuff that you can get. Did you talk to our pet whisperer here?
I have not, which I actually have thought about doing it because it's like we have two dogs, and they're almost complete opposites at times. They are like sometimes exactly the same, but then Blue is like
Who's the
crazy.
free spirit?
Yeah, she's
Bubba
like
is the curmudgeon.
yeah, he's very stern, and he's like, but then he's such a scaredy cat of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's scared of everything and very like.
Little firecracker.
Yeah,
running.
yeah.
Aww.
Just the
Fourth
loud
of
noise.
July is bad at our
Yeah.
house.
I mean, you just have a little,
wow.
like a little loud noise, and he's gone.
Uh-huh.
Where Boo, she's just everywhere. I mean, I can't even say the name that they call her. Everybody used to call her when she was puppy, but she's getting back to that point. We just didn't realize how sick she was for how long until she got diagnosed, and now she's an expensive puppy every month.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we wouldn't do anything else. I mean, hello, our name's Boo Productions because of Boo, so.
Absolutely.
But,
And it's so special.
I'll have to look into doing that. That would be interesting.
Good to get Lori on air to do that with you.
So Lori over here is that? Okay, we're
Lori
going to have her
Proctor.
doing that. Interesting. So
I
I'll
can
have
go-
to talk to
You
her.
want to go get her?
I'll go get her.
Okay.
All right. For you, okay?
All right.
All right. So that'll be a treat for the viewers.
Yeah.
And then I'll let them know about her.
So we're just gonna stay on here then. and
Yep, we'll stay on here
Okay,
for a
and-
few minutes and we'll have her come over and I lost my cap. I'm going to bend down here for a minute, so hold on. I did not know there was
Here,
someone
hang
that
on,
does
I'll
the
get it.
podcast.
Where's that?
It's just right there. So I didn't know we had someone that did pet whispering. I really didn't get to read your paperwork yet, but that's kind of cool. Thank you much.
So yeah, if she's coming over then. Huh.
Interesting.
Busted you.
Busted me with what?
You gave a little face.
I know.
You didn't have any face.
I'm glad that you had that though, because that's something that I wanted to make sure you did. So
We still gotta find something so that we can tie it up so I can wear it.
you might be able to find something here.
Yeah. It's legit. Yeah. Watch your step. Be careful.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is our next guest. We'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll go
Get
from
the mic
there.
a little closer. Hang on 1 second. There you go.
Hi, I'm Lori Proctor. I am a psychic medium and a Reiki master teacher and an animal communicator and a few other things, but those are the biggies.
All right, so Lady Mystique, we were talking about Boo, and because we have two dogs, we have Boo and Styles, aka Bubba. Hence, Boo is why we have our
Excellent name.
yeah, Boo is her name.
She's our ghost dog.
She's our ghost, and she actually does see spirits. So it's like, how cool is that?
Most dogs do.
Yeah.
And but she's, I mean, she out of our two, she's our one that like, because she actually will follow in our house, what we have in our house.
I'm not gonna throw you off, but remind me to ask you about cats here in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna jump outside for 1 second. I'll
Of
be
course,
right back.
like
You
you.
talk. I will be right
Please
back.
be in the
We'll talk
middle.
about cats.
Yeah, so Lady Mystique, we were talking about because our dog has been really sick, and so we had just found out she was sick a couple months ago, and so now we're just dealing with that. And she goes, "Wait, we have a animal expert." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I'm like, she goes, because we were joking because we actually put crystals in the window, in our bedroom window where she sleeps. And so we laugh because she has her own little crystal bed, and everybody kind of like, you have crystals for your dog? It's like, yeah. And but she said that should have your dog pick out her own crystals. I'm like, I never thought about doing that.
Yes, you can.
Because we, like I said, I just picked out healing ones for her, and we have them lined up because this is a window she loves to look out. So we just put, and she sleeps in them. So we just put them out there for her to have them there, especially because we were gone for a weekend, so we just wanted to make sure she had her little pet.
Sweet.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how you do the animal with the animals.
I've done it my whole life. I wasn't aware I was doing it until I was in my late 20s, where I had a complete conversation with the family dog who told me he was not going to live to see the snowfall.
Oh wow.
I got to tell you, this is a true story. Even as I tell it, it just, yeah, it sounds hard to believe. So I was living up in the Detroit area for a while, came back to Toledo one afternoon, went to my parents' house. The dog was in the basement. I couldn't find it anywhere. And when I found him in the basement, I asked him what he was doing down there. And as clearly as I'm hearing you talk to me right now, he said, no, his mouth did not move. He said to me, I'm not going to live to see the snowfall. And it's all right. He was content being there, which obviously got my attention.
Right.
Moments later, my parents came home, and I could tell they were both very upset. And I said, Mom, why is Prancer in the basement? And she almost fell apart, saying tonight was the day they were going to have to put him down because of his health.
Oh wow.
Your brother, I said, oh, well, I can take it. I was perfectly calm because I knew the dog was perfectly calm.
Yeah.
It was his time. He knew what was going to happen. And I said, I'll take him. No, don't worry about it. Your older brother's coming. He can take care of it. We get to the vets. They say, oh, what's he doing this time? And my brother can't even speak. He's so broken up. And I very calmly say, we're here to put him down. Back in the day, they did not have the family of the pet in the same room.
Yeah.
And the vet said, I have an emergency now, can't do it. I will tell you. I will do it exactly at 4 o'clock. I think it was 4 o'clock. So you will know exactly when it is happening and when it's done. My brother and I drove back to my parents' house as I was getting out of the car. It was late autumn, it wasn't winter yet. Just a few little snowflakes came down. And I looked at my watch, and it was exactly 4:01.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that sounds incredible, but that is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And at that point, I realized if I can be a comfort for other people with their animals by making that connection, I kind of feel like I have an obligation
Right,
to
yeah.
help in any way that I can.
Yeah, and I understand that totally. It's because this is fun. This is kind of a story with me. I've never owned a male dog ever. And I swore I would never own a male dog. Now I miscarried my son when I was 6 months pregnant, and this was way before we got dogs, because there was a spout that we didn't have dogs. So my nephew found a dog in the Appalachian Mountains that was pregnant. Didn't know that until 2 weeks after we got her home, and she ended up having 8 puppies. And so my daughter helped take care of those puppies over the summer before she went back to college. So she got to pick one of the dogs. She picked a male dog. And so Styles has become, since she was going away to college afterwards, he became my dog. And everybody laughs because I'm like, no, that's my baby boy. And I mean, it's crazy because my connection to him is so, I mean, he is my baby boy. He is, it's like, no, he can do no wrong. And he's a good boy, but he does no wrong. He has his issues, but everybody laughs because I'm like, no, his connection. I've never had a connection with a dog like I have with him. And I've had a couple of my friends say, you probably do realize this is your son probably coming back for you. And it's like, yeah, I get that. And because like I said, I've never owned a male dog ever. And so it's just ironic that why all of a sudden would I have a male dog? And my daughter laughs because it was her dog. But he ended up becoming mine when she went away to college. So it was like, well, okay.
You know, they say dogs pick the people, and truer words were never spoken.
Yeah. Even Jeff with his
Oh
boo.
yeah, I've never connected with an animal like I
Yeah.
have with this one. She's my baby.
Yeah, she's the baby of our little group. But she's like I said, she gave us a scare. But you could even tell at one point. I mean, when we would, because we had to put her in the hospital for 4 days, and when we would go see her, I mean, just to see her looking at us, it's just like, why is? I mean, you could just tell it. Why is this happening to me? And so now she's finally. Today was her best day that she's had, that she's been back to
Well, yesterday too, she jumped a fence again.
yeah,
she
she
hasn't
hasn't jumped the fence in a long time. She jumped the fence. Today she jumped up on the bed and wanted to play with the toy, and I threw it. I acted like I was gonna throw it up, and I did, and she just pounced on me and just was like, so it's like, okay, we got Boo's back. Still, she needs medication the rest
Yeah, I
of
was
her
going to
life.
say, exactly. She needs medication. She's going to be under control. You're not losing her anytime soon.
That's good. Yeah, like I said, she's our crazy dog. And then our poor Bubba, we laugh because poor Bubba's been kind of he's wanting fireworks, loud
Yeah,
noises.
he doesn't like
Oh,
that
yeah.
very
And and then thunderstorms on top of it. So he's had like the last 2 months have been like, you poor thing. And so he's been hiding out on us. So it's like, and then he's had everything going on with his sister too. So it's kind of like, what's going on? So it's been a little crazy with our dogs, but.
So are you from Toledo?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty
Do you
much
have
so.
do you have a business doing this or what?
Yes, I do. I'm going to start doing it more frequently now,
Okay.
because I'm hitting a certain age. I won't say what. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this a lot more.
How do people get a hold of you then if they want?
They can call me.
Okay.
And give them my phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead, and if you want to put it on, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
And then also, if you want to share, if you have a Facebook page or anything, you can also go follow Blue Productions and then just share it that way too.
Okay.
And we'll take a card. We're going to try and post
I
everybody.
have
that
your
we talked to.
information
Okay.
in my. So she did give me some information, so I
Okay,
do
cool.
have that. So.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's I mean that's a niche thing too. I think.
It is. It is. And the nice thing about it is because I'm also a medium, and I spend a lot of time talking to people that other people want to call dead, but
Yeah.
you guys know that
Yep.
we wouldn't be running into them all the time if they were actually dead.
Yep.
Bodies die, people don't.
Yeah.
Right.
We do like to when we have people on too. I mean, I don't want to say ghost hunters. We're more paranormal investigators.
Right.
But you got a
Right.
good ghost story?
Oh, wow. So
Probably
many.
We've been finding that with a lot of people
Yeah.
because we ask them about the paranormals and they're like, "Oh, I do."
Well, I was part of the spiritualist church for years.
Okay.
I was a spiritualist minister. So connecting with those in spirit is just what I've done.
Mhm.
When I was a little girl, before I went to kindergarten, my mom used to have trouble putting me down for naps because the people would come talk to me as soon as I'd close my eyes. And she would get very frustrated. But yeah, whether it's a person or an animal, I can still pick up on them as long as their spirits around somewhere. So it is a daily experience for me to be talking to somebody in spirit, whether it's my parents that have come through to help me with something or whatever. That's my day. That's my norm.
Yep.
When I first bought the house I'm in now, I didn't know there was a portal in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that got my attention. And I had just moved in. I was the only one living there at the time. And I walked up a flight of stairs to the second story, and I walked into someone.
Oh.
Like into them.
Yeah.
And it was a Native American guy that was hugely tall. You couldn't even see the top of him. He must have been between 7 and 8 feet
Oh,
tall.
geez.
And I screamed out loud
Yeah.
because when you're the only one in the house,
Like,
it
wait.
doesn't matter if you believe in
Yeah,
spirits or
yeah,
not. When
yeah.
you run into something you're not expecting to see,
Especially too, because we both know too that not all spirits are nice, and so
Yes.
you never know.
yeah,
Did
And-
you get the nice guy or the bad guy?
yes, I screamed and he vanished. And when I went to the spiritualist church that Sunday, I said, "I'm really sorry, guys, that I screamed." And they said, "We are never going to physically appear to you again."
It happens.
But yeah, they
That's probably
were
most
like,
people's reaction. I mean, it's
but it wasn't supposed to be mine. I'm used to doing this stuff. But when you run
Yeah.
into,
Yeah,
I mean, he was,
yeah,
Just
That'll get
had
your
that
attention.
happen a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
I had-
because he's kind of a little bit more skeptical. But one of our private houses that we've done, he's had that happen to him.
and I had. So one time I was sleeping on the couch in the basement. I fell asleep, and my son's area was over here, and I thought he got up to go to the bathroom and passed in front of the TV. So I watched this shadow walk right in front of the TV, blocked it out, because I woke up to go to the bathroom,
right.
and so I was waiting for him. He never came out. I'm like, damn. So I went and looked, and he was back in his room sleeping, and I'm like, oh, okay. I wonder what that was. But it
Yeah.
wasn't him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably the clearest thing I've ever seen. I mean, that was black solid. Like I said, it
And
blocked the TV
as
out.
you probably know, shadow people are things you want to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because they are not always
They're
friendly.
not- yeah.
Yeah, we
Yep.
have shadows in our house,
Yep.
and we have a rule
But
that
they're
if I
not-
don't know who you are, I don't acknowledge you until I know who you are. And then once we realize who you are, then we acknowledge you.
Yeah, we
So-
don't have anything bad in the house.
No,
I mean,
we
it's-
have nothing bad in our house. We have playful things in our house.
Yeah. We had so much going on at one time, I had to shut down the portal and tell them they weren't allowed to come in anymore because
Yeah,
just for that reason.
yeah.
Let me just curious. This is like a scientific research question, and you don't have to tell exactly where, but what part of town was this in?
West Toledo.
Like 5 Points area?
No,
Okay.
closer to Old Orchard.
Okay, gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah.
We've seen the 5 Points area seems to light up every 3-4 years. Like all of a sudden, everything that we get, it's from there.
That
Right,
area.
Like,
Right.
and it's every 3-4 years, and then I don't know.
Yeah. And that happens.
Yeah.
There is an area on Monroe Street between Secor and Douglas.
Yep.
That has had so many fatalities,
Mhm.
and there is nothing there that would predicate fatalities.
Yeah.
So
There's a-
something's going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, when you had, gosh, I've lost count on how many people have died in not even a tenth of a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Wonder. Yeah, it's weird. I wonder why.
Yeah.
That's,
I don't know, but it definitely needs cleaning
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. There's lots of different things.
Well, should we wrap
Cat.
this section?
No, he wanted to know
Oh,
about
yes. So we do a lot of paranormal investigating in house calls. We do a lot of residential
Mhm.
stuff. It's always the cats. Their cats start freaking out, and then that gets people to freak out. Do cats naturally just stare at things that, like, I don't want to say, like, is a cat going to stare at a wall unless there's a ghost there? Or spirit there,
Or
in your opinion?
something else. The same time I told you when I first moved into the
Yeah.
house, my cat at the time, who was very near death, was sitting staring at a wall, just like you said. And I looked over and I said, "Are we having conversation with somebody?" And the answer was yes, and it's none of your business.
That's
like,
that's a cat
Okey-doke.
answer. Yep.
And I assumed it was because there was something from my there was an antique right there.
Oh, okay.
I thought, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's where the portal was.
Yeah. Huh?
And it's now closed, in case
Yeah.
anyone's wondering. We had to shut that one off.
Yep.
But yeah, They will, and dogs will do it a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always seems like cats. At least on our,
Yeah.
we do questionnaires. And
But
people
even
say
it's
that
always
cats-
if it's like cats more than dogs.
Yes.
But that and also
but there
it's
is a lot of dogs,
lately
too.
though it's been a lot of little kids that we've had. That's
Yep.
been the thing too.
Yeah.
So little
And I
kids
don't like that. I don't
animals.
like little kids
Yeah.
getting messed with. We
No.
take those cases
Yeah.
pretty quick and
No.
pretty
Yeah.
serious.
Well,
Those are-
and sometimes they're fun.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
And
So-
like the one case we had, it's like somebody that that little kid knows, but
Yeah.
but they never met them, but that person knows the child because they've been there since birth, but that child just doesn't know that person because they never saw them before.
Right.
And so it's an interesting.
Yeah, it's always, odds are that it's going to be somebody benevolent and fun
Yep.
with
Yeah.
a little kid.
Yeah.
It's a good idea to keep an eye on those,
Yeah.
just in case it's something presenting itself other than what it
Yeah.
actually is.
Yeah.
But yeah, those can be a great deal of fun, and the animals will play with them. I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody say, and then out of nowhere the dog jumped up and started chasing something around, and there
Yeah.
was nothing there.
Back to our dogs, Boo plays all the time with somebody. Styles, they will catch him and he takes off. Like out of nowhere. I mean, there's nothing around him, and you can tell you can tell something touched him and he's gone. And he's
Yeah.
just like he goes and hides. It's like, okay. We have our scaredy cat and then we have Boo that's like, come at me, come on, come get me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's
The
not
cats
afraid
will
of
do
much?
that. They
Yeah.
definitely will. So will dogs, though, if we pay attention.
And we tell people too all the time that like just because your kid is getting touched or seeing things, it doesn't mean it's bad.
No.
But
no.
automatically when something is going on with their kid, they think it's bad right away and they want a priest in the next day, and it's like no, just
Yeah.
hold
Well,
your horses
yeah.
a bit. It's probably not.
It's I was in this work for easily over a decade
Yeah.
before I ran into anything that wasn't of the light.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
And the first time I did, the person that was having that problem was also having a problem with drugs and alcohol, which is one invites
Yep.
the other.
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
an open invitation.
Yep.
If somebody's
Yep.
already in that depressed, not healthy, mentally state of being a bit off, it's really
Yeah.
easy for entities to slip in. And it's also if you're already having problems with someone who you don't want around to want to drink a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we deal with that often.
Yeah, it's very sad.
And there's a lot of paranormal teams and whatever that won't take on cases that there's drugs and alcohol involved, which personally I think that's a mistake because like you said, the two are pretty common. They go hand in
They
hand.
are.
Yep. And it's-
They are.
Same with mental problems too, is people won't take on those kind of cases. And, they probably have something going on as
Those
well.
are the ones that need it the most.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's not, any of us can have those issues.
Right. It's
I mean,
it's not a
just-
judgmental thing. It's just
Well,
the way it
it's
is.
definitely not. Not only could anybody fall prey to drugs or alcohol, but you can be perfectly mentally fine and then have some kind of crisis in your
Yeah.
life,
Mhm.
and then you're not.
Right.
Mhm.
And so it's,
Yeah.
it's always good to make sure that everything in your house is up the light and look out for each other because things are going to happen.
That's another. Okay, so I do documentary stuff. I got a lot of things in the works, video stuff, whatever. But that's one video that I've always wanted to put out. I went through a really, really bad, dark period.
Right.
And I videotaped myself. And so that's kind of the moral of the story, though. In the end, is going to be just be cool to people because you have no idea what they're going through. Because if
Absolutely.
I would have met you during that dark time,
Right.
you would have never known I was. Well, you might be because you're a medium, but
Yeah.
I mean, I hit it well. So the title is going to be Behind the Mask.
Oh, that's
Because
an
you never
excellent
know.
title.
Yep. I mean, guys like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought he'd play himself? You know what I mean? It's,
Well, and people don't understand that he had Lewy body syndrome.
yeah.
So at that point, he was probably hallucinating. If you are at that point where your illness is causing a hallucination, again, you're totally vulnerable
Yep.
to other things.
Yeah.
And
It's
so easy when we all keep an eye out for each other.
Yeah. And it's the last couple of years, I'm sure you've noticed it. People aren't that way anymore. People are, I mean, generally jerks. I mean, a lot more than they used to be 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
the the only thing I take comfort in is knowing that it's really easy for us to say it's never been this bad,
yeah,
and there are things that make this time different, climate change being one. But there have always been times of great catastrophe.
yeah,
I can't imagine what it was like during the Spanish flu or the Civil
yeah.
War.
Yep, yep,
I literally can't.
yep. Well, and those were two times where people were isolated,
Yep.
and that I think that's what's playing into this latest round. I guess is the isolation of the last few years. You know, a lot of people in the fear that is put on them every day.
The fear, especially.
Yeah, it feeds it bad. We had a lot of cases or calls, and we went to a few because the risk of getting COVID was less than what was going on with the people. You know what I'm saying? So it was a risk. We waited out. It's like, now these people need help. But some of them we couldn't go to because of COVID. So
Right.
Kind of picked our battles with that
Yep,
one. I
yep.
mean, really had to really. It was hard to turn down people, but because it's like we can wait. But then some of them we just couldn't wait. We had to get there. So
Yeah.
So I think we should wrap this segment up. How long have we
Okay.
been?
Oh, you wanted my
actually,
phone number?
if you want to just go ahead and tell them your phone number.
Sure. It's 419-787-6108.
All right, and then
Do you
we
have a
said.
Facebook page? Or-
Yep.
It's just under my name, Lori Proctor.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and then if you want, just go ahead and go on to Boo Productions on our Facebook page, and you can just share one of our things to yours, and that way it gets the information out there.
Okay, great.
Yep. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try and put everybody that we talk to like on a post.
On a post,
names and
too,
numbers
so.
and
Fabulous.
stuff like
All
that.
right.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
Thank you.
Continued good luck.
All right, thank you.
Seriously, thank you very much for what you're doing.
Oh, we love doing it. It's what I do for fun.
Kinda. At times it's like kinda.
Thank you.
All right,
Yep,
thank you.
Bye.
Okay, and so
Watch your
we
step,
will be
please.
back. We're gonna end this episode, this session, and we'll be back in a little bit with some more of the vendors that are here. If you have any questions about the event that's going on, feel free to give us send us a message, and we'll go ahead and take those questions and answer them in one of the other videos that we do. All right, we'll talk to you then.